Hey everyone, today we're going to do this pretty frozen crown look. I'm going to start out with the Tag Rainbow Cake in the color Glass Slipper. I've got an Always Wicked Teardrop sponge and I'm going to load up the dark blue, the light blue, and the pearl white together, and I'm going to use it as eyeshadow for this design. I'm going to be using the Superstar Special Purple over the white just in the inner corner of my eyes because I'm going to use some more purple later on in this design. And next I'm loading all but the gold onto a half circle Fantasy Worldwide sponge, and I'm just going to gently rotate the sponge up and around. I'm not trying to get a super dark load, I just wanted it to be blue and frosty and a little faded. Then I'm going to take my Bam Stencil with the snowflake and some of the white that's on my sponge and just add a snowflake right in the center of the top of the design. I added 2 more snowflakes on either side, but these also got a little bit covered up, so you can just skip that step if you want to. Next, I'm going to be using DFX Blueberry Hill. I love this one for frozen designs because it has that beautiful aqua teal color that's the color of Elsa's dress in it. So I've loaded it up on a 3/4 inch flat brush, and starting at the center of the forehead, I'm going to start and pull around and then come to a point and then fill in what didn't get filled in with the edge of my brush. Then I'll just come around that area and make a series of 3 comma shapes on either side. So 1, 2, 3, trying to make them even on both sides. And then I'll come around and loop it around the bottom of the eye to a point on both sides. And next, starting at the outer corner of the eye, I'm going to pull another loop in toward the bridge of the nose. This one doesn't have to be perfect on the end because it's going to get covered up anyway with teardrops. I wanted this crown to have a little more height, so I decided to do some double shapes above the ones I had already done. So I'm just doing some quick point and loops around those. And next I'll be using a custom gem cluster. It's got the Maron Add Gem adhesive on the back. If you'd like to see how I created these, please check out my other video on making custom bling. Next I'll be using Wolfe White on a number 1 brush. This is so hard to do on myself, to pull in these teardrops in the inner corner of my eye, but I'm just pulling in a series of 3. I wasn't super happy with the way these teardrops turned out, especially on my weaker side, so I'm going to go back over those with a double loaded brush later on in this design, so be sure to check that out. Now I'm going in with a number 1 Low Cornell round brush, and I'm just going to frame the eye in some Wolfe White. And starting at the top of the cheekbone, I'm going to pull a curl around from the center and then come back up and make it come to a point. And I'm going to do the same thing on both sides. And on the temple, I'm going to come and make a series of teardrops, pulling in toward the outer corner of the eye on each side, and then a series of 3 teardrops coming up just to give the design some flow. And next, for some teardrops at the top of the design, I'm just pulling in 1 long teardrop. I'm going to go back in and give it a curve toward the center. There's another long one, and then a 7 shape connecting it, and 2 more coming in, and then another curve around. Now I'm going in with a number 1 liner brush. This is a super thin brush, and I'm going to use it to come in and make some secondary line work that looks finer and thinner than it did with the normal number 1 round brush. I've double loaded a Superstar number 6 Petal brush with some Wolfe White and some Global Purple, and as you can see, I'm just dragging the edge down and then pushing it down. And now I'm going over those teardrops that I wasn't happy with, and I think this turned out even better. So it's just some little long petal shapes. I just drag the tip and then push down at the end of the teardrop. And on the sides, I'm also just dragging that purple tip and then laying it down to make those pretty petal shapes. So just drag and push down, drag and push down. Next, I've loaded a number 5 round brush with some more Wolfe White, You can see that the brush is almost dripping. That's the best way to get those perfect round dots. You just have to make sure that your paint is really liquidy and you have your brush loaded really well. So I'm doing a series of dots down from that center gem, and then also a larger to smaller around the outside of that swirl on my cheekbone. And since those earlier snowflakes got covered up, I wanted to come in and I'm using a little bit of Paradise White and that same BAM stencil as before to give the design a few extra snowflakes. I'm going to use the end of a clean Q-tip to apply some lipstick color to this design. I'm going to spritz it with some clean water, and I'm going to apply Superstar Magenta Shimmer. This color is so perfect for frozen designs for lips. The color is beautiful and it lasts and lasts. And that's the finished design. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe to this channel for more fun face painting tutorials. See you next time.